All right, welcome everybody. We are back with Field Service Office Hours. My name is Leigh-Anne, and I am joined by a large group today. So I'm so thankful we've got a blend of newcomers, first timers, as well as the regulars. So glad to see everybody. And, we're really here to just learn the product really well, learn the nuances so that we can just get better at just business transformation and help our field service organizations just get the most out of this product. And we feel more confident as implementers, helping our customers achieve those goals. So previously on office hours, we talked about shifts. And Melissa, tell us where you're at with your update.
We deployed two shifts or two territories with shifts for the end of the year into production. So they're so far saying they're finding resources when they're using the get candidate button. So that seems to be working. I did discover that you can't, if they have a secondary territory, you can't, when you create the pattern for the shift, you can't put a territory on there, or they only show up in the one territory, which is okay, but kind of makes that the shift schedule that you're looking at when you look on shift schedule.
Yep. I'm going to share my screen because I can do that now.
Yeah. It pulls everything up into that no territory or whatever instead of having them sorted by their primary territory. So
that's weird.
They're still a fairly small. I think there's less than 10 people so far.
Okay, that's not too bad.
That's not too bad, but it's still not. It still doesn't make this shift. Looking at the shifts that great, since you want to see it by the territory.
So you're telling me they're all up in this no territory space, which isn't really ideal because so tell me, how is that going to work then, right? Because if you're a territory manager and you have to assign all these shifts, how do you know which one is yours?
For now, they just, there's only like 3 or 4 to a person, so they can.
So we're going to cross that bridge.
If you're looking at a really large, number of resources in a territory, it would be much more difficult. But I don't know. I didn't go down of would we have to keep it? Would you have another shift, a duplicate shift to the secondary territory? Would that be the way to solve it? Or is that just, I don't know that would work either, but
I thought that if you had a secondary shift, like whether it's, a secondary territory, like you would still be able to access either or.
It still shows up like in the Gantt, it still shows up when you have the secondary territory, but when you use the get candidate, it's only going to find the territory that it's assigned. So like if you're looking in the secondary territory, it's not going to find them if you assign that shift to a territory.
So if you use get candidates.
Yeah. So the shift can't be.
Okay. So now can you walk us through the automation around your get candidates for shifts? Where did you configure that?
I did not. That was done when I got here. So I don't have a lot of information.
That whole piece of get candidates for this shift, there is a capability to determine who appears on this list. So is there some sort of second, like working territory, right? Instead of match territory.
Yeah. I don't know if I have working the scheduling policy is set with working territories, not.
But that's scheduling. But is the scheduling policy the same as shift policy?
Oh, should.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. Let's see.
So here's the rules and objectives. All right. This was what I was trying to get into. So all scheduling rules, like new. So it'd be interesting to see what rules you have here.
Let me look.
And I don't even know what exists. So right now, I don't have any rules and objectives. Right now, it's anybody can take this shift. But it sounds like I've got match territory. I don't have working territory. I don't know if anybody's working on this feature though. Is there anybody on the call here who has leveraged the workforce engagement management capability that's in Service Cloud that Field Service inherited? And now this workforce, the workforce engagement, the shift scheduling, like while it was initially it was built for call centers, but then when shift management came, they were able to inherit this capability. And I never really dug into it. And this is on my backlog of things to test, and I haven't done it yet. So has anybody looked at this?
I hadn't done the workforce management, but I had a client who had just only shifts because it was like contractors. So they didn't have okay, this person's 9 to 5, this person's from, 5 to 1 or whatever. Like they didn't have a set schedule. And so what we did is we had them, they input from the mobile app, all the different shifts that they were going to work. But the shift didn't get tied to a territory because there was time zone issues. So it could have been like somebody could just like walk across the street and they're in a different time zone theoretically, right? So we had to, we did use the primary and secondary territory, but I'm trying to remember like what you're saying is, I remember the whole shift has to be tied to a territory thing. I'm trying to remember what we did. Like, did we tie it to a territory or did we not? But I can't.
Right.
Yeah, and I was just looking on my computer to see if I could figure out what we did, but I just haven't found the document yet.
But digging in the crates, literally, because the creation of the shifts with the pattern, so that like I guess that would be the first question: is did you pre-create the shifts for the text to then look at and then pick up? That was one user story that we were talking about last week too. What are all of the requirements from a technician perspective versus a I guess territory manager, whoever's responsible for shifts being created and make sure we've got the right coverage, and do we want to do shift swaps, things like that, or part of the thing. Oh, it's Scott. Good to see you. I was wondering if it was you or not. I saw you just updated your last name. Great to see you. And we've got some more regulars here, Marsha and Mark. Great. And Joel, welcome. I think you've been here before too, right? A couple of times. Good to see you. Thanks for hopping on. Yeah, so this was the shift management piece. So, but that's interesting to see. So all of the scheduling piece, good Lord, where is it? It is in setup, and they do have rules and they have objectives.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
These scheduling rules, though, if you tell it on the schedule to get,
it's only which resources can be assigned to this shift. It has nothing to do with scheduling an appointment.
but is that the, like if you use the mass shift update and you're wanting to assign shifts, you want it to find them and
Follow
assign
this
them.
rule.
That's what it's doing. So these
This
shifts
is
are
what get
already
candidates do.
assigned. We've already got them assigned. It's to
If
get
you've got
candidates
them-
on service appointment that requires them to
Then-
not have. So yeah. So because they've given me the schedule they want assigned, which they plan out like the beginning of the year or whenever.
Yeah, so who's
So-
already assigned. So the assignment,
Yeah.
you're not doing automated assignment. You're just
No.
assigning it
Yeah.
on the creation. Okay, got it. But
But
you're
it's
talking about get candidates on the schedule. Got it. Okay.
On the service appointment, if I just
Mhm.
had them in the shift is just assigned to one territory, the secondary territory from a service appointment didn't find them, and they should all be available in both. So
Okay.
and then
Okay.
the other issue was they wanted to print the schedule, and of course there is no way to print shifts at all.
No.
So it's a report, and the export the report kind of thing is the best we could come up with.
Yeah.
But we're still working on getting shifts into the mobile app. So they can be able to see their schedule as well. But
Okay. Wow.
But yeah, that whole field service got left off of the printable view kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yikes. Okay, so let's pivot over to field service mobile flows. So the idea so the last 2 weeks I've been wrestling. I am on version 72. I had to so the maximum number of versions is 50. And so I'm on the second flow and it's like 70, like it's 24. So that means I'm on version 74 of this flow. And so somebody posted on LinkedIn, it was hilarious, like, how challenging working with field service mobile flows are. It's kind of built on an older framework because it's got to be offline first. So as a result, field service mobile flows as a platform flow type hasn't had any enhancements or love in the last, I don't know, since 2016, right? 2017. So in a way, it's kind of like, oh, sometimes it's comforting, right? Like, okay, I know how this works. But the challenge is there's these weird nuances about it that if you're not on it every single week, you're going to forget about it. So I'm just using the field service data generator to create some new work orders for me so that I can like run through some status updates with you. I thought that the very first flow that we could go through would just be like a simple status transition flow. And I found a couple of tips that might be interesting and that I wanted to cover. So let's open up a flow in install package, App Exchange. I want to show you this App Exchange starter kit. This field service starter kit is decent to add to either your demo orgs or even your customer orgs. The challenge is you're going to have to refactor the process builders that it was built off of into flows. So, I mean, so as quick as it's supposed to be, it's not that quick because you'll have to refactor those flows or those process builders. But it gives you a cool way to start with flows. So one of them is a status transition flow. So let me just show you this first one here. In the package, you get a number of pre-built template flows. One of the, and they all start with FSSK. When you get this installed, you'll have to save it as a version or like your own flow because these are all saved as templates. And don't make the mistake of making changes and, editing this flow and then publishing it and thinking that you can go to the field service mobile app settings to add this flow to launch. You can't because it's a template, it's ticked as a template, you'll get an error. So the very first thing, if you install that package, is you would have to save the flow as your own version and then basically abandon this one and start moving with your new one. So that's what I did here. So like a cooking show, I've pulled out the already baked good from the oven and I cloned this flow already. One thing that the starter kit does offer as well is this concept of preferences to just verify that, yes, I want to launch this flow as part of the starter kit. So it's a neat way to orchestrate which flows you want to have in your org. It's like they use custom settings in the platform to help organize whether or not you want, the actual start to get populated when you change the status from dispatched to in progress, if you want the actual end to be populated when you change the status from in progress to completed or cannot complete. So it's a neat way to orchestrate those type of features, because your customers might not want those fields populated, but a lot of the times they do. So know that they have this in place, this kind of custom settings. So once you install that, this flow, I'm just going to take you through a couple of elements here first. So when we get the first record, there are certain variables that we get. I'm going to use the word for free. They're out of the box. And when you use a regular flow, this variable is normally record ID with a lowercase r and a capital I. But when it's a field service mobile flow, it's only ID. If you wanted to build a flow that was both compatible on field service mobile and desktop, usually there would be a decision before you do the get. So you would look to see if ID is populated. So if ID is populated, then get the SA when service appointment equals ID. If record ID is populated, then get the SA where service appointment equals record ID. And we have to split this because this is not supported. You would think, oh, I need to create the variable. So let's create the new resource, create a variable, call it record ID, and it's text. I'm going to just do this because I will want to put it on my page layout. This is not supported. And we can try it, right? So this is why people like me get to version 74 on their field service mobile flows, because the other nuance with field service mobile flows is there is no way to validate that your flow will work in the debug logs. You actually have to save it, activate it, go to your field service mobile,
Clear
go
cache
to advanced
metadata.
settings, clear your cache metadata, close the app, reopen the app, and then you'll get your flow updated. And then you test
Leigh-Anne?
it, and then you get the error. Yes, Mark.
I think that with mobile flows, if you have only one version, you
Yeah.
don't have to activate it. I think you can run it on mobile unactivated. It's been a
Stop.
moment since I did that, but I think.
Okay, we're going to try it. We're going to try it today. Oh my God. If that's the case, then I don't have to be embarrassed. So here's the trick so that I look smart to my clients. I save the final version as version 1 before I deploy it, and I delete all of the other flows. Oh yeah, I built this in one version. That's how good I am. Meanwhile, there's like 100 versions. Anyways, and I before I would just delete the version so that I can keep the one, but now I'm like, I want to know what the highest number is I can get to. But Mark, if that's true, that would be awesome. So it's things like that. We don't know these things unless if we talk to each other and share what we've built. So that's office hours in a nutshell right there. Okay, so we're going to try and we're going to see. Okay. All right. So this doesn't work. Okay. So I'll show you how that applies. I think if it's reversed, we'll see it not work on the mobile. Anyway, it only listens to the first one or something. Anyway, so that's not supported. So we would need a decision here in order to do the two different gets depending on the free variables. The other thing that we can get is the user. So if I do another get, let's get the user. And the reason why we would maybe want to get the user is, oh, great. Hold on. I can't multitask here. Okay. Come on. Salesforce. On the real? Okay. No. Yeah, now you're trying to get the ID of the user who will execute the flow. Mm-hmm. You can create a variable. It's called user ID. Yeah, but in order to get the user, oh yeah, so yes, I'm going to do that right now. Yeah, so new resource variable, exactly. Is it capital? It's capital U here, right? It's not lowercase. Yeah, that's how we write it. Yeah. Yeah. And what's so, again, in a way, I don't know. Okay. Can you validate this? I always tick these boxes, and I know I'm not supposed to always tick these boxes. Really, the only reason why you ever need this is if you're going to do like a lightning page, like launch, like record ID, it works for this. Or if you're going to do a subflow, you want to bring this variable into another subflow. But other reasons why we would need to tick these boxes, I see it as I would use input if I am saying that, okay, I need this information within my flow, right? So as soon as I run it, I can get the value. Output, I only use it, say, for example, if I'm using a subflow. So the second example that you gave, right? Even if I want to show it on a page, it depends upon the use case. So just tick these boxes because I never know how I'm going to do those things. So this is my muscle memory. Anybody else? Yeah.
Yeah, I see it from a computer programming perspective of it being a public or a private variable. So if you tick it, it's public and things outside of the flow can see it. If you don't tick it, it's private and things outside of the flow can't see it.
That's a good way to think of it.
Yeah.
Hi, can you hear me? When we get into forms or data capture, there are two other variables that are for free. There is, I think that data capture uses record ID and it also has parent ID. So I thought, like if I wanted to get the work order, for example, you actually have to create your own variable and call it work order ID. So that's not really a free one. But with data capture, I'll show you. I think I've recorded another video, but I've been saying we would do another round of data capture now that they did an update for summer. And then now that winter's coming, like I didn't do the summer release. So we're going to basically do summer and winter together.
Just need to object. Summer's coming from down here.
Well, there you go. So then we're on the New Zealand schedule. So it's right. It's like a broken clock is right twice. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate that. Right. So they've got record ID and parent ID as those free variables, but I don't have parent ID here. So I wouldn't be able to get the work order by using that free variable. Was there another? We've got ID, user ID. I feel like there was another one that we got for free. I can't remember. Oh, let's finish this up because, gosh, I didn't finish this thing here. Okay, got it. Hold on. Okay, so the one thing in a record variable, hold on, let me just do a new resource type variable. It's like so low. Okay, there you go. Okay, I'm going to just do this one. Okay, so one thing that we have to be mindful of with field service mobile flows is we have to explicitly call out the fields. We can't just say, just store the whole record with all of the fields, right? Which kind of sucks because again, you don't know what you're going to use until you're building it out, and then there's a new screen. So there's, I'm just going to pull like account ID, for example, right? Like there are all of, or maybe first name, it's actually first name, last name. Alrighty, I was going on the tangent here. So the use case that we have for pulling in the username is I've done some, if you have like an internal note or service note and you want to structure how those service notes are being inputted, because like technicians don't love to add notes. And then if you ask them to follow a specific structure, like in the service note, and they're adding on top of maybe what somebody did last week, or maybe on top of what the dispatcher wrote, that they're not going to follow the structure. So you can concatenate and create a text template that strings together the first name of the user, the last name of the user, and maybe the date, time of the flow, maybe not the time, but the date that the flow was run, so that it's like on this stage, this person wrote this note. And it's just a lot easier for the text. Do you all do that for your implementations?
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
We don't have text
Yeah.
templates, but we have a flow which basically reacts on the current status of a service appointment and then guides them through what needs to be recorded.
That's nice. Yeah. Okay, so that's all the gets, right? We have to explicitly call out the fields that we intend to work with. Otherwise, it will either result in an error or something. I'm going to show you something interesting that I got. So there is you can put in a record action on as a node instead of a screen. So I'm going to show you why I do this. Let me just see something. Actually, I'm going to do the service node, new action. I had one customer who said that their technicians write novels and they wanted a really long text field. And I'm like, okay, that field service screen flows, I think only allow for like 1,000 or 5,000 characters in the screen flow. But this hack allowed me to bypass it, which was awesome. So update service note. I think, let's just validate. In that customer case, I think I created a custom field for service note, but let's just see if service note, it is long text area, so that should be okay. I do have to validate this sharing because I think out of the box, it's private, like no one can see it. So let me just validate that first. Okay, people can see it. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to put that field. Oh, I'm lost in my tabs. Weird. Yeah, like I legit lost all my fields. Okay. We'll create a record action. Update a record. Okay, save. Of course it is. It's in one of these tabs, isn't it? Cancel. Yeah, it is. Okay. So on the, oh no, it's not. Okay, we'll just go here. Edit layout. I'm going to remove this. And I'm going to add service note. The other one that works really well is a lookup. So a lookup on an action. Let's see, do I have a lookup here? The typical use case that I use is if I want to add an asset to a work order or a work order line item because they're doing an installation and I want them to add the asset that they actually installed. That's my use case for a lookup here. So let me just go to my flow. Woo, close this. I think I'm going to have to refresh because the flow doesn't realize that I created I'm going to just save a new version. Might not like me because I didn't save a flow here. Yeah, I'm going to just refresh this. Oh, okay. This has happened to me. I don't know if this is a bug, but every single time I create a get, it doesn't like that I don't have ID explicitly called out. And I have to always delete it and then recreate it. And then all of a sudden I got an ID. Has anybody bumped into that recently?
Yeah, I have experienced it a lot as well.
Yeah, it's like a weird bug. So, but if I save it, oh, great. Oh, great. That's all I wanted to do. Too fast, Leigh-Anne. That was supposed to work. Object for user. So I'm going to delete it and recreate it. Get a weird bug.
One of the benefits being an architect that you don't touch this and you just throw it on your developers. You guys figure it out.
Wow. Yes. And then, but
We'll see it.
you know, I will tell you, if I don't know what the heck I'm talking about, you all will be like, that's wrong, Leigh-Anne. So don't architect something. Okay. Yeah. See, so then now that I recreated it, the ID is there. Now it's going to be okay for some godforsaken reason. I don't know. But this sucks for you all developers. So at least I can empathize with you, Mark.
Agreed.
Why is it saving it as a new version? Why isn't it, you know what I mean? Like, am I
Because it's
active?
yeah, it's
But
active.
the deactivated button isn't even on.
No,
Okay, see how weird that is? Like you have to delete that element. And then, okay, so it was even weirder. Like I couldn't just add the ID. I have to actually delete it and recreate it. It's weird. It doesn't like this I'm going to have to delete this and then save it. Maybe, you know what might have happened? I might have activated it anyway. I don't know. Who knows? Sometimes you just kind of got to go with the flow. Uh-huh. Okay. So now I can refresh. And then when you refresh it, then the action will show, or if you created a field while you were in the middle of building a flow, then it will show. All right. Just want to show this service note. So I was talking to Lori about this earlier. The action, if you use a record action in a field service mobile flow, it presents you the screen. You can interact with the screen, and then it updates the record for you. And so when I was building a regular flow, I thought, oh, there's this because I was so lazy, I did not want to rebuild a screen based off of an action that we have. Like I was like an action is great, but I really want to timestamp it differently or whatever it was. Like there was some reason I wanted to make it a flow. And so I thought we could be lazy and pull in the record action, but it wouldn't update the record for me, even with I still had to do like an assignment and do all those things. Have you all experienced that with regular flows? And did you know that you could insert a record action flow into a field service mobile flow?
I did not know that, and it still works. It really works.
Like it works. And like, so if you have, and I mean, when it loads, like,
I mean,
we'll
just
just keep.
because it lets you put it there doesn't mean it always works once it gets to mobile.
Well, you saw them before, but I mean, like that one thing that I created, but like, so it has more features and capabilities than a regular screen does, right? So I've got limitations. So here, I'll show you actually while I'm here, right? I'll add a long text area and, service note just to show you what it looks like. But I think validate input. I think the maximum number of characters is 5,000. So I'm just going to show you there. I'm reluctant to add an assignment here because I want to show you how the action actually does it. Oh, yay, success. It loaded. Okay, so update service note is now here and update service note. The related record ID is from the service appointment. It would be the service appointment ID. And it's included. I don't know if I need this. I just have to put it. Okay, so save it. All right, let's activate it. Oh, let's just go all the way further to the point where, so just imagine we had to build this whole flow. It's been published. Right. I'm going to try to not activate it and try Mark's thing. Okay. So I'm on version 2. The way that we put this or add this to the mobile app is you go to the gear to grab the flow API name and you copy that and you go to the
Leigh-Anne,
field. Yes.
I'm sorry, you need a new flow. I don't think if you have versions, you can do it. It's like brand new flow version like 0. So if you copy this as a new flow, not as a version, then you could do that trick. If you have versions, I don't think it works. Don't ask me why. I'm just the messenger.
So even if you went back and deleted your previous versions, it
Never
would still
tried
run.
that.
Mm.
But I know that when I start a new flow in mobile, it does work. I don't have to activate it. I can work on it and do my, all the massaging I need, and it will work on mobile. The downside is that you don't keep all your kind of changes, right? The things that we have through versioning.
So we're going to just have one called test not activating. And I'm going to save it. And we're going to see if it shows up. And I'm going to show you where to add it. So I went to field service mobile flows. No, sorry. Field service mobile settings in setup. You go to your mobile settings profile and you show details. At the very bottom, we need to create an app extension. So I created one here for the SFS status update. I updated it, did not activate it. So to prove the point that Mark was saying, it has to have never been activated. There has to be no versions. So I'm going to create a new one to show you all what it looks like. So when you create new, the type is flow. We'll discuss in another call what the other ones are, but it's always flow. You paste the API name and you give it the test without activating, and you can just copy paste the name, and the scoped to is the API name of the object. So you could say service appointment, no space. You can do comma, you could do work order. Now, this is important. If, depending on what you have here, this flow will appear either under the service appointment or the work order, and the ID is whatever object you, I guess, bounced off of. Okay. So I'm not going to add work order. I'm just showing you that that is a possibility. I'm going to add it to service appointment and I'm going to save it. And we are going to clear your cached metadata. This is going to be that, click path or, button path that you will just become super fast at and you'll just do it all the time. And I wanted to give myself an appointment. Do I actually have nothing here? Great. All right. Sorry. Let's do that real quick. So hopefully I generated some appointments here by now. Let me go to field service and give Gloria Barnes an appointment. Oh. Nothing? Oh, did I not? Oh, because I'm unscheduled. Thank you. There we go. I'm just going to drag and drop because I'm not going to even mess around. I think I share it with the tech even when it's scheduled. So instead of just dispatched, but is it actually going to go? Come on, baby. You can do it.
That is none. Why did it say that? There it goes.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Just needed a minute. And you pull it down to get your notifications. And there we go. All right. So. Oh, I do have to. Yeah, exactly. I do have to change the status because if the status is dispatched, then I'll see this screen. So I will have to change the status to dispatched. And I'm just going to pull this down to just get that. Now, when you pull up the action tray, you see both the work order and the service appointment. You cannot. Ooh.
It's there. Huh.
That's fancy.
That seems like a bug.
I know, right?
It's undocumented feature, guys. Don't refer it as a bug because it makes our life easier, at least initially.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah, we don't talk about what happens in office hours. Yeah, so that's right. So that next screen didn't work. So now, I don't know if y'all noticed that. I'm going to just go back and clean this up because that just updated. And I'm going to want to clean this data to show you the second one. Oh, it didn't do anything. Okay, well, there's something broken about that flow to begin with. Well, that's another thing. All right. Let's launch the test without activating. This action does not support this appointment status. On the real? Hold on. Oh, Leigh-Anne. Dispatched. Weird. Default
Try to run
bug.
the debug here. Oh.
Yeah. This is the service appointment status. Feature inactive
Try to debug
screen.
it here.
Okay.
Run this appointment here and see what happens.
What's this guy? All right, ID. Yeah. And then next. Oh, it doesn't like this.
Unable to create update fields. Okay.
Unable to create, edit the status category. I don't want you to update the status category. Oh, great.
You see, this
Hold
is the
on.
problem with these templates. it takes so long to clean them up that it's easier to just start anew.
All right.
Yeah.
I made that mistake once.
And you won't do it again, huh? What a
Not-
shame.
Not in the foreseeable future.
Yep. Okay. Update values, service appointment. Yeah. Because, well, actually, where's that debug? It doesn't do that cute path in these ones. You know what I mean? Like when you test it, it doesn't tell me exactly where it failed. So let's just look at this.
Well, that's the old way, right?
Yeah. Unable to update the status category. Why would it want to do that? Is it because I just changed it to in progress? And so just by doing that, that's also updating the status category? Service
Did you make
note,
sure that you can
no.
actually update it with this user?
Yeah. Well, I'm a system administrator. Troubleshooting,
you should be.
debugging. And what's interesting, okay, so what's interesting is I'm just trying to show you my new action and it didn't show you the screen.
Did you leave both record ID and ID in the get at the top?
In here?
Yeah. Or we start
Oh, I
Is it-
wonder if this is what's throwing us off. I'm going to just kill this.
because you said that didn't work. So
Yeah, it doesn't work. So maybe there we go. That could be the reason. So I'm going to just kill that. Oh, so are you telling me that as a result, like if do I still have to do clear my metadata? Yes, right?
Try refresh first. No, try refresh first. I don't remember exactly, but
Okay.
it might be that refresh is enough.
Okay. If just a refresh is enough, that will blow my mind completely. Yeah.
Well, okay. So
No,
probably.
okay. So let's just refresh, do the clear cache metadata.
because now you have a second version. Is it going to not?
Well, I never saved it. I never activated it. So it's the same version.
Oh, true.
But is it smart enough to know?
It should be.
See, show me the money, Salesforce. Show me the money.
We all tried the flow refresh button. I've seen it work sometimes. Sometimes it's patchy. Do you all use it?
Look at that. I've never, so meaning to say in the permissions,
Yeah. If
In
you go to the
here?
profile. Yeah.
I'm not sure what
I've-
it's even supposed to do.
So what it does is if you have it on, you are pushing changes to your flow. The way I have seen it works is that to force that refresh, you have to relaunch the flow. You have to refresh the screen, come out, and then if you come in, you don't have to go through that clear metadata cache path. You get the refresh right away. But if you're doing it back to back, I have seen that, it just trips and then you have to clear the metadata cache.
I have had sometimes where I open the app for the first time in the day and it says, you need to close this app because there's been updates, and it would run the updates. But I had no idea what triggered that. So I did turn it on. So let's see if we get that. Good one. Okay. Okay, so I guess, but the point was that or statement, I didn't realize what the error was, but so that's what it was. Right. So now let's test without activating. We get the service note. So I am going to say in progress. I'm going to leave service note blank. Actually, no, I'm not, because I want to see how many characters, hello world. Yeah. It's even 2000.
How can you see that?
See there?
Oh, 2000.
Hold on. Oh God. Yeah. I
did. I
it's
did see
kinda-
it.
Yeah, slippery. For better phrase.
Look quick.
But here, I've got
Oh,
32,000. And
Nice.
I can do this. You know how you can do the lorem ipsum?
Mm-hmm.
I'll do this guy. It doesn't let me do like words, so I can do like, let's just try 30. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't really, but let's do paragraphs. 200, generate. Oh, you don't like that. Oh, okay, you're okay with that. So copy that. Oh, how am I going to do that? I'm on my mobile phone.
What does it do? Just put some Latin gibberish in
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So just like a sum generator. There we go.
Never seen one that doesn't let you do characters.
Yeah.
Wonder
It's
character.
actually the second time that I've done it, and I'm like, oh, I want characters. Paste. Oh, it's like way too long. Let's see. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, it's not even telling me how long. I thought it would just like cut it off. 30. Oh, it's perfect. Okay, so next 31,000. Did you see that? Return. Oh, next. Whatever. It's yucky. Like that works.
We're not seeing your mobile screen.
Oh my god. My god. Sorry, my bad.
So you need to repeat it because we don't believe you.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I'll show you. Let's just open the service appointment and let's see if it's for real. Oh yeah, it's down here now that I've got pre-work. So view detail. Service note, show me the money. Yeah, I don't have any
Yeah.
update to assign the field. Like that record action just does it. So that's for free. But it doesn't work with a regular flow.
And show me that action again. That's what action?
Yeah. So in the flow, so I created a service appointment record action and I added a field to the page layout. Oops, not that. Edit layout. Oh no, that's the field. Good Lord. Sorry, my bad. Hold on. Action. So you can put these as a screen on your flow. And yeah, so the hack for Service Note, because if they want to write a whole love story, is to do this. This is the best approach. They can still use their microphone and talk into the device. And then the other one is a lookup, because a lookup on the screen is just, I don't know, it's just not as good. I could show that in another experiment, but if you had just an action that had the lookups, then it's just a nicer experience for the text on the mobile app. And it updates the record for you without doing the assignment and then the record update.
And they invoke this action, right?
Well, correct, right? So let's just kill this. Like I'm calling it here.
Oh, I see.
This thing calls that action, and I'm just mapping these two fields and setting what the record is, related to. And
Got
in
it.
the set assignment, I'm not updating the service note field. And when it goes down to update values, there's nothing that I related it to, right? So that's a neat thing. Thanks, Megan. Oh, we do get parent ID, Scott. Oh my gosh. So that's awesome. So, okay. So I knew there was a third and I thought we didn't get parent account. So, or parent ID. So let's do that get here because I do want to get the work order too. Oops. Thank you for doing that, Googling. So where the ID and then create a new resource variable. It's a capital P text, and I'll just make it available. And then we got to do this. We got to actually create the record for work order record. Wait. Done. Okay, and I don't know why now I get the ID. So maybe it just needs to warm up and every other get is going to work for me. I don't know. But then now that map the fields that you need, like maybe it's the start and end, maybe it's the status, things like that, right? So map all the fields that you need and you have to be explicit. That's like the last piece. So those are the 3 fields that we get for free. You set them as variables, text variables in your flow, and you can get the service appointment, the user, and the work order. I think that's everything for today. Anybody else have any closing remarks? We're at the top of the hour.
Nice.
No, that was great. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I'll create another recording that shows how the asset lookup piece works, because I thought that was a pretty clever way. But then now you're dealing with a multi-screen approach, and I'm not sure how techs really feel about multiple screens. I think maybe 2 or 3 is okay for them, but anything more than that isn't great. And then the other scenario that I wanted to show was if you've got work order line items. Oh, Mark dropped, but he and we had a customer that wanted to see all of the work order line items on the first page so that they can choose, okay, well, I'm going to work on this one. And then they can kind of keep track of which work order line items they've done instead of going into each work order line item. It's a different screen, it's a different flow, it's a different place. But if they just are using the main tray and even the same one action for everything, like check into the site, work the work order line items, check out a site. It's all one flow, that one flow to rule them all kind of thing. It's a nicer experience, less confusion for the techs. So we can take that on a next call, or we'll see what happens next week.
Yeah,
Thanks
I'd like
for
to see that on the work order line.
Yeah.
that-
Okay, cool.
That bottom little card down there where you see 3. That's not helpful.
Yeah. Right. Thomas, you were going to say something.
I was just thinking about data capture here in comparison to flows, screen flows, because to be honest, that screen flows are quite a hassle sometimes, especially if you need you basically if you need to look up some data in there, you don't get around a multi-screen, at least 2 screens. And since they just released the option that you can start data capture flows from work plans, for example, as actions, that might be another workaround which might, well, at least partially make screen flows obsolete, I hope.
That's a good point. Yeah, that would be a good one for sure. So yeah, we can dig into that too, because that's been on the backlog too. Now that we could launch data capture from a work plan, that was a long anticipated type of capability. So yeah, we can add that to the list too. All right. Well, that'll wrap it up for today. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers, bye.
Bye.
Thank you.